Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Semi-original guy here, aka Mr. Cannon from AWBW, bringing you another live league game of the day. Today we are playing on Making Tax Digital. This is a standard matchup, and we are joined by Vintendo and some guy named Humita, whoever that is. Alrighty, folks. So this is a interesting matchup for sure. So we have Eagle versus Olaf today. So this is a tier 2 battle in the old standard. So as we know, Eagle will gain 15% attack and 10% defense and consume two less fuel per day on all of his air units. His naval units will lose 30% firepower as a day-to-day. His lightning drive ability will increase his firepower and defense to his air units by up to 20% each. And the lightning strike super co-power will do the same, and also allow his vehicle units to move a second time after they have already moved. So very, very strong co-power indeed, super co-power that is. But we also have the Bane of Eagle enjoyers everywhere, and that is Olaf. So Olaf, as a day-to-day, has not really any bonus to any of his units, but he does. He is unaffected by snow, so that's his thing, that's his gimmick. Alright, his co-power for 3 stars will make it snow, blizzard. And the super co-power for 7 stars will make it snow plus do 2 global damage. So, between the snow and the global damage, very, very strong CO indeed. Alrighty, folks. So, when we take a look at this map, it is very, very interesting actually, because it has a very odd dynamic. So, we have 2 bases at the top, 2 bases on the bottom, and a base on the side. So you have like this lone base which is surrounded by mountains, which has to guard this front over here and this front over here from an onslaught of one base and possibly a second base. So this base kind of goes in the mid, this base attacks over here, this base defends over here, and then you got pipe seams, right? You can bust open the pipe seam, but it's kind of like, you know, I wouldn't really bother busting open the pipe seams. But we also have an airport, and we do have a comm tower, very contested comm tower. They can be stolen very, very easily, depending on, you know, the COs and sort of what's been going on the map, you know. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and see what happened today. And on day 1, you guys know the deal. Standard infantry builds, because you got to get the infantry on the field. Number 1 priority in Advanced Coast by Web. All day, every day, get the infantry. That is what you got to do. Alright, so currently both players are going for a little bit of a different play, actually. So Vintendo is sending his slimes down south first. Looks like he's going to be going for this property and maybe even grab the comm tower. It looks like that could be a possibility what he does, but this infantry could potentially go over here and snag this city over here. This infantry could snag this one, could go for the airport. But over on the north end, you know, we're just going for here, and we might be going for this contested property right here. I think this is probably a very good property to grab. You don't necessarily need to go mid right away. There is lots of properties, but you have this infantry that's kind of really good for grabbing mid properties, but, you know, you don't want to neglect it for too long, for sure. Now, Humita, on the other hand, not going for this property over here, but is going for, looks like he's going to be going for these 2 neutral properties here, so interesting. Very interesting indeed. Oh, no, never mind. He's going for the north property. Alright. Total fake out with that one. Actually sends his little soldier up north, maybe going for comm tower, maybe going for property. It is nice to grab the comm tower on this map, I'm not gonna lie. The extra firepower does play a factor for sure. Tank build. So he's only gonna be able to grab 1. So he's gonna have to make a choice right here. He built an artillery down south, which is pretty interesting. So artillery is gonna be able to lock well, you'll be able to lock 2 properties with it, right? You'll be able to lock this one and this one right here. Or you could bring it up and maybe lock this property. Maybe. Oh, we'll see. See what happens. I don't know if I've seen anybody open artillery on this map yet, so kinda interesting. Kinda interesting indeed. We're gonna see what happens. This tank is definitely gonna be going to the left-hand side of the map, though, for sure. Yeah. So Humita going for the property instead of going for the comm tower. So definitely income over comm tower. Now you see a lot of people use mechs over here. Mechs are very, very effective. Mech can automatically jump to either the mountain or the city, and then jump onto another mountain and get lots and lots of defense stars that way. Fairly effective in dealing with the old tanks that way. Doesn't go for either of those two properties or those two areas, but does go right here, which is perfectly fine because if the tank comes in, then he's got another mech to cover, which is great. Artillery down here covering the comm tower, so that is not going to be capped anytime soon. Alright, so Vintendo going and sniping out an infantry. Very, very cool. Alright, so that infantry has been sniped out. It does open up the tank to a mech shot, and opens up an infantry to either an infantry shot or a mech shot also. Could bring this mech like over here, shoot with the infantry, bring the mech up and attack this one. Then you would have a spare mech afterwards, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Humita decides to do here. Cool. Alright. See, kind of figured that was probably the better of the two options. The mech is obviously stronger than the infantry when it comes to firepower, so having that guy at full HP is a lot more valuable than having a single infantry at full HP. So, yeah. Looks like the slime boys are going for the comm tower at the moment. Looks like it's probably going to be a successful comm tower cap. I don't see any world where that is not going to go through. So yeah, tank goes back to get some heals as well. Not too bad. Artillery build over here, tank build. And some cities are being acquired. And we have a tank over here on the weak side too. Alright, but Humita, you know, he's a crafty fella. He's a crafty fella. And you never know what he's going to be able to pull out. He's going to pull out a battlecopter. That's what he's going to do. He's going to bring this battlecopter over here and send this guy up north. He's going to be like, I control the skies. You got nothing. I got nothing. An eagle. The eagle soars above you. Woo. It's got so much power. Anti-air build, obviously, to counter the battlecopter. Perfectly fine. Looks like both players are actually going for a little bit of a pipe burst right here, which is not necessarily like the worst. I mean, you have nothing else to attack, right? So you can attack the pipe, which is perfectly fine. It does actually make it so you can get one extra movement coming into the center here because you don't have to go through the forest. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Instead of only being able to move right here, you'd be able to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like reach the city. So it's pretty good reinforcements for sure. And Humita has captured his comm tower, going for the final back cap and interrupting 2 captures over here on the weak side. Bust open the pipe seam, full mobility mode over here. And yeah, that's about it. Staying out of tank range, you know, don't want to be doing that. But it is Vintendo's game, and Vintendo's turn, I should say, and he is interrupting a center cap with his tank. Very good, very good, not too bad. I don't really see any way how to block the block this tile right here. So battlecopter would not be able to effectively attack from this terrain. However, we can forego the capture and attack from the city, but the battlecopter might be able to get an attack there, but it really just depends on where this anti-air goes. If the anti-air goes over here, I think that's a big misplay because the battlecopter will be able to have free range in the center of the map and be able to just like go to town. 100% just go to town. So okay, interesting. All right, so we go on this side, which is it's actually not really that bad. You know what? Mostly because the pipe seam is about to be burst. If the pipe seam wasn't going to be burst, this would probably be a lot more of a misplay. But since it's going to be burst, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we cover the tank as soon as that's busted. So actually a pretty good play. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. Pretty good play. I think that's the route that you should definitely be taking. All right, cool. Nice. Not too bad. Not too bad. Both players still doing pretty good for time. Vintendo is a little bit lower on time by like almost 6 minutes, so it's definitely been taking a little bit more time to think about those moves for sure. Joint capping on the center infantry here. That should secure the kill unless the anti-air moves in to finish it off, which it very likely might. So we shall see. We shall see what happens here. Not really engaging in the fight over here though at all. So looks like the primary fight is going on over here, which is on Humita's weak side. So I do think that we need to start some kind of engagement over here in order to draw the focus away from here for sure, but we'll see what happens. It looks like Vintendo's going for a cap, and yeah, okay. So brings the anti-air in to get the 80% shot on that infantry. So that is quite unfortunate that we are not going to be getting that cap, especially because we join cap in order to actually get it. And a tank actually moves down to take a shot on this tank, gets an unlucky roll. Very unlucky roll, gets a 6-6 trade, so this guy is going to heal up to 8 next turn and be able to just destroy it. It might not attack this one though, because what might happen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so we can't reach there. We might use the 8 HP to attack the anti-air. That is definitely a possibility. So use the 8 HP to attack the anti-air. Copter goes, finishes this, block on the copter, bring the artillery up. Might be a play for sure. But Eagle is the stall master, right? He wants a stall, but so does Olaf. So it really just depends on who is going to be more effective in a stall for this one. Gonna be very risky to go up and attack this anti-air though, with the amount of tank reinforcements that Vintendo just brought down. He's got 3 tanks over here and 4 infantry. So could go up and attack it, but it would just depend on if the line is going to hold and whether or not it's going to be worth it. So, Humita. Alright, so ignoring the center with the battlecopter and going and interrupting this capture right here. That is 100% safe. The battlecopter is not going to be sniped up this turn. Does have a second anti-air on the field here, though, from Vintendo. So, the battlecopter is going to be feeling some pressure here pretty soon. And speaking of pressure, we do have a threat of a capture over here on the left-hand side. So Humita is going to have to figure out something pretty soon in order to clear those infantry to get that property back. So let's see. Unable to get a clear on the low HP tank in the center, which is quite unfortunate. But does actually make up for it by building the classy medium tank and joining the classy medium tank crew. Welcome aboard, Humita. It is wonderful to have you. Alright, so the classy medium tank is on the field. Whether or not it's going to be super effective right away is very questionable, because we're going to see. We're going to see, folks. We're going to see what it does. Ooh, are we going to be able to get a shot? Ooh, nice. So we are going to be able to get a shot with the medium tank right away. This is a fairly devastating hit, though. So anti-air tank coming in, taking a shot on the artillery. Very unfortunate. So we got a 4-pronged attack here from 4 vehicles doing massive damage. Ooh, quite unfortunate. So do we have... I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we have a way to hit the anti-air. If we do hit the anti-air, it's going to require probably like a sacrifice of this unit attacking this, and then maybe like a really good luck roll. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. Okay, so day 12, and Olaf's forces are getting very big here and very scary. There is a ton of infantry on the field and a ton of vehicles. Battlecopters are rolling in. No big tech ups yet from Eagle or from Olaf, but I mean, we got threat of blizzard here pretty soon. And one of the ways how what's his name? I forgot his name. One of the ways that an Olaf can do a lot of damage against an eagle is by popping a surprise blizzard. But okay, so by using the medium tank and to clear that, and the infantry, that does actually leave a open spot for the tank to come through and hit that. I did consider that when I was thinking here, but I was more thinking like, okay, so how can the medium tank rush here and do this, right? But considering that this is about a 90, it's not 90 to 99, it's like, it's 10% less than that. So it's not a one-shot, I don't think, but it's pretty close, right? So we get that roll, which is great. Secondary attack definitely gets it, and then we clear the anti-air. Battlecopters are uncontested for the moment. No, they're not uncontested. We lose one battlecopter in the engagement because this anti-air is in range. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. We lose one. We lose one. So unfortunate, folks. And we lost a property too. So that's actually quite unfortunate. So 16 to 18 at the moment. Olaf definitely has some potential. I mean, getting this attack is pretty big. If we can, actually, we might be able to sneak in enough attacks to maybe get a Winter Fury this turn. I don't know. He's still pretty far. He's like, needs like 15, just under 15k in order to get it. So about 9k now. More or less, like 9100. Is that right? 9100? Yeah, 9100. I mean, unless you're gonna be like full sacking your tanks, I don't really see it happening, but it's probably gonna be happening next turn. Oh, maybe it is gonna happen this turn. Oh. Yeah, we get it. Alright, so there was enough infantry sacks and various other attacks to actually get the Winter Fury this turn. So, quite devastating, not gonna lie. That was a pretty brutal hit. It is now snowing in September. So, ouch. That's some good attacks. That was actually, like, let's watch that again, because that was, like, a pretty nice sequence of moves here. So we need, like, quite a few, right? So we attack, take out, attack, use the weaken tank to get extra charge, attack the artillery because that's a vital target for sure, sack into the mech again, sack into the infantry, and then I think this is where like some of the clever stuff happens. So we attack there, that's fine. I think 6 HP goes into tank, which clears. And then 6 HP into 8 HP over here, which almost clears. Yeah, nice sequence of moves for sure. Surprise Winter Fury. Absolutely devastating to the Eagle player here, Humita. Brings him all the way down to 53,000, 27 units. Not really a super effective lightning strike potential here either. I mean, not that we have it charged up. We could potentially sack into it, but I probably would hold on to the lightning strike for now and wait until we have like a better opportunity, because Eagle's lightning strike definitely works a lot better when you have full movement. Unfortunately, we won't get any significant use of lightning strike over here because it is all infantry units. We do have a couple units in the center here, which are pretty good. I can see a world where Olaf probably sacrifices the battlecopter into the medium tank, taking this guy all the way down to 4 so that the medium tank isn't effective in the lightning strike also. That is definitely something that could potentially happen. Threatening 2 more caps over here and threatening the comm tower flip. That's it's a pretty dicey situation. A dicey situation to be in. And we are full vehicle front switching over to the left-hand side. So we're not even going to be toying with the idea of fighting into a lightning strike here. We're pulling back, and we're not even giving Eagle opportunity to get lightning strike. Like, I mean, he could probably attack something for 9k. So the only thing that I see, like, I mean, obviously you could probably nitpick and say that, oh, you know, send me, you can like socket infantry here and socket infantry here and blah 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 blah. But you know, I'm the only like realistic thing that I can see like very quickly that you can do is clear tank and then battlecopter into like anti-air, right? But then you lose your only battlecopter on the field, which kind of is not really what you want to be doing. So, yeah. And we don't really have a lot of funds. We're only at like 13,000 funds at the moment. So we don't really do too much. We pull over here. We start attacking the pipe seam. We're going to be trying to join our armies over here. We have an artillery, a couple tanks, anti-air over here. Great. This side is actually doing really, really good. Lightning Strike is going to absolutely slap over here, but this is the side that I'm really worried about at the moment. We don't really have a whole lot of vehicles. Classy Boy is doing his best to hold down the front, but against an overwhelming force of battlecopters, a Classy Boy is not necessarily enough to be taking them on, especially when you have threat of like blizzards and winter furies and battlecopters coming in, sniping your medium tanks, taking them down to 4. It's quite unfortunate. Unfortunate. I make myself laugh sometimes. Okay, we do got battlecopters though. We don't really have a whole lot of attacks for the battlecopters, but we have them. They exist. But the problem here, so this is one of the things that really is quite unfortunate when you're fighting Olaf, and he gets like that really early co-power that you're not really expecting. It leaves you in a scenario where if you don't actually get your lightning strike and use it like right away, then Olaf just builds charge, right? So I mean, considering that he's got 98,000 unit value, he needs another like 65,000 in order to get his super co-power. Not saying that Eagle's lightning strike would do 65,000 worth of damage, but I mean, could, if there was like more units, for sure. But we'll see. You know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If only the anti-air was a little bit closer. I would say like lightning strike could be effective if we had the anti-air like 1 square closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because then we could snipe out a battlecopter. Possibly snipe out a second battlecopter. Maybe not clear it, but attack it. And then we could like maybe do something else. I don't know. We'll see. But it's day 15. Humita, you know, he's a top-rated player for sure. I would consider him like just under some of the best players on the site for sure. Definitely able to like hold his own with like the top boys. Vintendo, I've never actually seen or heard of this player before, but they are roughly close to about 1,300 on the site. So a very strong player indeed in their own right. I think anywhere from like 1,300 to like 1,500, those games are kind of like a toss-up between those like two players. Then once you start going a little bit higher, then it's like, ooh, gets a little crazy. Ooh, we get a little clear on the infantry here. Another artillery snipe down. Unfortunately, that is going to be severely hindering the lightning strike potential. And yeah, so Humita continues on here. We do have got a clear with an anti-air. Don't really have a clear on the tank. We got infantry strikes. Yeah, so we're gonna clear more. I think we're gonna hold on to lightning strike for another turn. We need vehicles. Like that's the problem. Unfortunately, we just don't really have enough funds to build like a lot of vehicles. And every time we build a vehicle, Vintendo is able to just like bring in one of his battlecopters and just snipe it out. But the values are starting to stabilize a little bit. Ooh, that's ouch. They are, they're trying to stabilize a little bit, that's for sure. Oh, and a classy medium tank over here from Vintendo, not too bad. But unfortunately, there's a lot of tank presence here. And our weakened units and the mechs aren't really going to be, like I said, they're not really going to be effective in the lightning strike. And they're not in the position right now where they can clear a lot of units. So we're going to use the pipe seam for coverage here. And that's about it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Battlecopter is safe. Vintendo's going to get another Winter Fury though. And, oh my god, we broke through again. Was that? Okay, that was a clear on the pipe seam. This is wild. Okay, so pipe seam is like pretty close to being cleared anyways. But this is a nice attack. So we bust open the pipe seam. And that actually leaves quite a large area to attack here. So Vintendo managed to push in with that. Almost has another Winter Fury. Like, he's just shy of another Winter Fury. So, I mean, at this point, it's like, it's now or never. Like, we have to pop the Lightning Strike now, or it's going to be completely GG. Alright, so we move in with the Lightning Strike. Day 18. Get a clear on a tank. Don't get the clear on this tank, which is very unfortunate. It would have been fantastic if we got a clear here so that we can attack the artillery, but we didn't get the clear, unfortunately. And that's gonna leave a Winter Fury, taking that value all the way down to like 73,000. Oh, that's rough. And the classy boy gets eliminated, and that is pretty resigned territory. Yeah. That's super unfortunate for our friend Humita. Put up a valiant effort, but the fact is that this Winter Fury on this turn, just enough units to do the attack and get the Winter Fury, was just enough to take it down. Now, like, imagine a world where he does not get Winter Fury. Like, imagine if he was just shy, like at this point. Like, you miscalculate something, and it's just, it all goes downhill from here. The Lightning Strike potential on this turn would be insanity. Like, we definitely would clear the entire center and probably be able to, like, push the army like pretty far into this area, I think. Like, after we clear the center, like push over here and then clear this, join up with armies, and then like secure one of the bases. Of course, we got like pressure over here that we have to deal with too. But we would also, like, well, it depends on where this guy moves, right? But we could potentially even snipe out another Battlecopter with it. But unfortunately for the Eagle player, that Winter Fury just completely slapped up Eagle and knocked him out of the skies. So congratulations to both players. If you guys aren't already subscribed to Humita, I would suggest checking him out on YouTube. Makes some fantastic content, and he is just a solid guy. And he's actually a supporter of the channel for membership. So thank you very much for that, Humita. You are a solid chap indeed. But if you guys enjoyed the content today, consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe. I will see you in the future for more live league battles. So take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.